Financial education in our schools is absolutely abysmal. In fact, we don't have any financial education in our schools, which causes us to learn ourselves, and sometimes we learn things too late. So I'm going to go over some very, very important, extremely important, like the most important things that I've learned about investing, and I will try to make this as informational and fun as possible. I know it may sound a little bit boring, but in the end, it can save you a lot of confusion and it can actually save you millions. So let's get to it. All right, folks, don't forget to check out my book, Living on Almost Nothing. I will leave a link in the description below. So back before I taught myself financially, educated myself, I used to think that you had to be 18 years old, like it was legally required for you to be 18 years old in order to invest. I also thought that the only investment options that you had were a Roth IRA and a 401k. These held me back so much. But there are different types of investments, and I was always wondering as a kid, as an adult, I was always wondering, how did Warren Buffett make over $1 billion if he had these constraints, right? So you've got a Roth IRA, and then you've got your 401k. And I thought that you had to be 18 to start these. I also thought that they were your only options. These are your only government tax beneficial options. There are so many more options. So with a Roth IRA, right now you have a limit of $6,000 per year, and with a 401k, it's usually up to 15% of your income, up to $18,000. I always wondered, with these two things, you have a maximum of $24,000 a year you can invest. How the heck did Warren Buffett make over billions of dollars with just $24,000 a year? Because these aren't your only options. That's how he did it. I also thought you had to be 18, and I started researching Warren Buffett. How did he invest at the age of 11 if you have to be 18 in order to invest? You don't have to be 18. That's the best part. So these are the tax beneficial ones. With an Roth IRA, you pay it with your after-tax income, and after that, all of the growth that you get over the years, when you take the money out, you pay no taxes on it. There are no taxes. Big tax benefit. This is the number one best investment that you can make, is in a Roth IRA, maxing it out at $6,000 a year as young as possible. If you're a kid and you're 8 years old, go mow some lawns, go clean people's houses, walk their dogs, and put $6,000 into a Roth IRA. With the 401k, this is done pre-tax. So the way that it works is that these are typically automatically deducted from your paycheck, and then so let's say you make $40,000 a year and you're putting in $18,000 per year. So that brings it down to $22,000 per year. When tax time comes, you only get taxed on this $22,000. So the IRS looks at that, and instead of looking at you making $40,000 a year, it looks like you only made $22,000 per year. And then you get to keep all of the growth, and this is done before your paycheck, and then you pay taxes at the very end. But there's more. These are the options that are government taxes. Those are your tax benefited options. You have other options. So you can invest. What I do is I do dividends, which is not a huge amount of my portfolio, and I'm just going to put this as other or miscellaneous. So the dividends are where you can invest in a very specific company, and for owning a portion of their stock, they're going to pay you each quarter because you own a part of their stock. So let's say you buy a stock at $100, right? And then over the years, this creeps up, and then later it's worth $300. Well, let's say you get a 4% dividend, right? So for every $100 you invest, you get $4 a year. But then it slowly creeps up. So once it's worth $300, you get $12 per year. So this adds up. Now what I do with the dividends is I do not take out any money from the dividends. You have the option of it getting paid, and it can just go into your checking account. Now, You can do that now. These you have to wait to take out until you're 59 and a half, I believe it is. But these other investments that are not associated with the tax beneficial government stuff, these investments, you can take them out at any time. So people talk, whenever I talk about putting money into investments, people say, I don't want to wait till I'm old. I want to use money now. It's stupid because these are the best years of your life and you should be spending your money now, and then you're going to be broke in retirement. It makes no sense. Don't ever listen to broke people, folks. But when it comes to the dividends, I just reinvest it, which means if I have a share of a stock, I just get more portions of the stock. So this $300 may grow up to, whatever, a huge dollar amount, just because I've this 12 could just go up because I just keep reinvesting my dividends. So it just keeps growing and growing. These other are pretty much what I do is I kind of follow Dave Ramsey for the most part. Is I do index funds, which I purchase through mutual funds. So an index is something like the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, the Russell 2000, the S&P 500. Those are index funds. You cannot invest directly into an index fund. You have to do it through a mutual fund. Now, mutual funds, I know this is starting to get a little bit confusing, but the mutual funds, you can buy an index, and my personal favorite is the S&P 500 and the S&P 5000, 1000. These are my biggest ones, but I'm also going to be going into aggressive growth. Right now, I just made a transfer of about $25,000, and I'm going to be investing into the QQQ, which is a aggressive growth. It has a lot more risk, but it's a lot more aggressive. But I have the funds to do that. However, with these two things, the dividends and this, you can take these out at any time in your life. You don't have to wait until you're 59 and a half. And what you're going to do is you're going to be paying taxes on the gains that you earned. So let's say you bought, I'm running out of room here. So let's say you bought, you put in 25,000, and then you hit some sort of hardship, but over the years that 25,000 has grown into 75,000. All right, so you're going to have to pay taxes on the difference, which is 50,000. So you're going to have to pay taxes on the difference, which is very important. But you can take this out when you're 25 years old, 30 years old. It doesn't matter. Whether you're 25 or 30 or you're 65 or 70, you're still going to have to pay that taxes. But these are available to you at any time. So people who say, I don't want to wait till I'm 59 and a half to use my money. I don't, because financial literacy, they don't understand that there are other investments that you can do where you can take the money out right now if you need to. You'll have to pay taxes on it, but you'll have to pay taxes on it anyway, even if you're in retirement age. So this is, and I get these comments all the time, and sometimes I feel like people are just being jerks or being, they're just like, you don't live for today, you live for the future and all this. But no, they don't understand this. It truly is a matter of financial illiteracy. And I'm not saying that as an insult, because we were all financially illiterate at one point or another in our lives. Am I right? So this is very important for you to realize that there are investment options that you can take out right now if necessary. And there are these investment options where you can take out when you're older. So keep in mind, you can live for today and still have money. You can put your money away, but if you want to take some luxurious vacation, take out 20 grand and go have yourself a ball on safari or whatever it is. But I did not learn this until my late 20s, maybe, that this was a possibility. So I was maxing these out, but I didn't know anything about these. And I just kept accumulating cash and putting it into a savings account, a high interest savings account, where really it didn't even beat the rate of inflation of, well, this year it's not, but average of 3%. And unless you're making 5-6% on an account, you're actually losing money. So I was just losing money by putting all this cash into a savings account when I could have been investing it and seeing all that huge amount of growth. So, you know, from the age of 15 to 28, that's 13 years of just money that I could have, 13 years. And not even 13 years, because it would have been age like 15 to like 60, right? So I lost like tons and tons of that compounding interest in that growth. And this is so important for people to know. And I hope that if you're like, I don't know, a teacher or a tutor, show this video to these kids, you know, show them that they can be super, super rich the younger you start. If I could, if I had a kid, I would put money when he was 4 years old. I'd take his allowance and invest it and be like, no kid, you're investing. And they would be super filthy rich, you know, by the time they're 40. But in those years, they just sneak up on you. Like, I remember high school like you all do. I remember high school like it was yesterday. Yeah, the closer you get to the end of the toilet paper roll, the faster it goes. And that's the same with the years in our life. The older we get, the faster it goes. And it's just going to fly right by. And you're like, where did all those years go? That's what happens. And then you're going to look back and you're going to regret that you didn't do this, that you didn't invest. And you're just going to be like, why didn't I invest more? Invest, folks, invest. It's very important. Financially educate your children, because the schools are not doing it. You've got to do it yourselves. I wish you all the best. I want you all to be rich and happy and wealthy and financially literate. This is a very passionate video. I hope you all enjoyed it. And again, don't forget to check out my book, Living on Almost Nothing. I will leave a link in the description below. Don't forget, if you believe that you can or you believe that you can't, you are right. Prepper Princess out. This thing I need a new battery. Hey, are you dead? Are you dead or are you just snoring? Oh, your eyes are moving. You're good. You're good. You're a good boy. You're my boy. Mommy loves you. Oh, thank you for the paw. I appreciate that. That's my boy. Yes. You're my, oh, more paw? Okay. Let's get that right there. Hey, let's get the belly. Let's get the belly. Oh, yes, and the chest. The chest right there. Let's get the chin. Let's get the chin. There we go. With the chin. Let's get the lips. Get the lips. Brr, brr, brr. My boy, you're so cute. Oh, I can't take it. Oh, I can't take it. You're so cute. You're adorable. Look at those ears. Look at those little floppy ears. They're so cute. Oh, you're adorable. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.